Today on the show, we're going to take a look back at our 2007 interview with WWE superstar wrestler Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Lori has a brand new interview with him.
You're watching Sidewalks Entertainment. I'm your host, Lori Rosales. So on today's show, we have a special guest who it's going to be a little bit different for me. In all honesty, I'm trying to hold back my excitement because I remember when he first started his career in wrestling. And then I remember The Rock started his wrestling career not too long after him. And they, in my eyes, and at the time, they were like two of the best rivals to watch in wrestling. And it's really great to have him back on our show. Today he's going to be joining us to talk about another chapter of his life. It's life after wrestling, where he travels across America doing dares that were suggested to him by fans, which is actually really awesome. Let's go ahead and take a trip down memory lane as far as what he's done. And I'm looking at a list because there's just so much of it. He's a 6-time WWF champ, 4-time tag team champ, record-breaking 3 Royal Rumble victories. He earned the 5th WWE Triple Crown, and he's in the WWE Hall of Fame. And again, today he's going to be joining us to talk about Stone Cold Takes on America on A&E. That's right, Stone Cold Steve Austin will be joining us again here on Sidewalks Entertainment.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment. My name is Richard. Thank you again for joining us. We really do appreciate it.
Now, before we get into our new interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin, we actually had a chance to interview him in a press junket for the film The Condemned back in 2007, long time ago. Here are some of the opening questions from that interview with our then host, Rafael Siegel.
We're joined right now by wrestling superstar and action hero, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Welcome to Sidewalks.
Thank you.
All right, now, our show is all about like getting to know the person, not just who they are as a celebrity, but who they are as a person, so we want to go back a little bit. We all know you now as a wrestling superstar, but what was life for you like when you were Steven Anderson, your born name?
Basically, born in Austin, Texas. Was growing up there with my 2 brothers. Parents got a divorce. She moved down to Victoria, Texas, which is where I say I'm from. She met a man named Ken Williams, got married. One big happy family. Had another brother and a sister. Moved 25 miles up the road to a little town called Edna, Texas. My parents still live there. That's where I started first grade on through high school. So grew up very middle class and grew up hunting, fishing, and camping in the outdoors.
Which wouldn't surprise a lot of people, right?
No, not at all.
Had you said you took tap lessons or something like this, we might go, what?
I did take a dance class one time because, like back in the day, like when they have, it was like learning the foxtrot and the two-step and stuff like that. I think that lasted for about 3 months. To this day, I do not dance because I have no rhythm and I'm just not a good dancer. So it didn't work too good for me.
Well, okay, we have to cancel the dance portion of our interview. Can we cut that out? All right.
They asked me to be. They actually asked me to be on Dance with the Stars.
Oh, did they? And
I
you
turned
declined?
Them down. Absolutely.
You'd have gone out the first round, but it would have been fun.
I don't have that kind of range.
Now, you played college football. You wrestled, obviously. You worked as on a loading dock. And so you're obviously physically gifted, but had you been built, let's say, like someone like me, what would you be doing for a living right now?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like the way you're built, I mean, I probably would try long distance running, something athletic first.
Oh, okay.
And then because just when you grew up in South Texas, you play football. That's just what you do. Right. And I played baseball and track, so I grew up with a background in athletics. But if I, like you,
toll taker.
Soul taker.
Toll taker.
Something. Well, can you sing?
Yeah, a little bit actually.
Well, see, if I couldn't really do the athletic thing, then I always wanted to be in a band because growing up, my dad sold insurance, but on the weekends he was always in a country western dance band. He played lead guitar, so I tried to get him teach me how to play guitar. I couldn't. I tried bass guitar, easier because it has 2 less strings. No, that didn't happen. They wouldn't let me have a drum kit in the house. I tried to sing. My younger brother smartened me up by slapping the headphones off my head while I was singing a Kiss song that I sucked. So I couldn't do none of that. Ended up wrestling.
I like my next question was, what is something that you can say that would surprise people about you? And I think you just named a lot of different things that would surprise people. You've done a lot of action roles on television mostly. But would you like to flex your acting muscle in something like, say, a romantic comedy or even an English drama?
I don't know about an English drama. I think we're trying to find a script right now to try to start shooting something in June or July. We're trying to find something that I'm going to be comfortable in playing, because I am still kind of new. We're being real smart, real honest about that. Try to definitely find something that's a little more solo-driven by myself, maybe a buddy type thing. We don't know, but I think pushing the envelope in different directions is going to come later. I think being true to what I bring to the dance right now, and being true to my hardcore fan base, entertaining those people, trying to grow that out, but sticking to no-brainer situations that I think are going to get me further down the road than trying to do something a little too artsy, a little too soon, and that would be stupid.
All right, that was just part of the 2007 interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. After the break, Lori has a new interview with him as he talks more about his wrestling career and his TV project, Stone Cold Takes on America. Keep it locked right here for more Sidewalks Entertainment.
You're a good sport, and you're the real deal. I like to let people in on what I experienced with you. You're not a Hollywood dude. You're someone who hunts and fishes, and you like country music. And your favorite country singer is George Strait.
Correct.
Who you want to meet one day.
Yep.
And hopefully Sidewalks will make that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't this be great if this is one of those moments where I'm like, George, come on in.
I know that's not going to happen because my personal physician in San Antonio is George Strait's doctor, and he would have called to give me the 411.
There you go.
One of these days I'm going to meet him, Bo.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck on The Condemned and all the projects that we're going to see you in the near future. Stone Cold Steve Austin, thank you so much for joining us here on Sidewalks. There he is, the man. More manly than I am, unfortunately.
I'd like to welcome a returning guest, TV host, media personality, and wrestling champ Hall of Famer, Stone Cold Steve Austin, to Sidewalks Entertainment. Hi, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me and helping us talk about the show and spread the word.
So, should I call you Stone Cold or Steve or Stone Cold Steve Austin? I feel like I should announce your name. Like your name should be announced, not just spoken.
No, you can just call me Steve because the name of the show that we're talking about is Stone Cold Takes on America, but I operate as Steve Austin, so please call me Steve.
Okay, great. So, just to name a few of what you've done, just a few things of what you've done. 6-time WWF champ, 4-time tag team champ, a record-breaking 3 Royal Rumble victories. You're in the 5th WWE Triple Crown, and you're in the WWE Hall of Fame. Before everything, how did you start your career as a wrestler?
Man.
How did it feel retiring from the ring after everything that you've accomplished?
No, I didn't know how you meant. You just kind of described my WWE career, my wrestling career, and it was an absolute blast. And I remember, when I started, I was absolutely terrible. And through trials and tribulation and paying dues on the road, I ended up, being really good at it. But that was just due to a lot of hard work. So I had a lot of great times in that business. It was the number one passion in my life was my wrestling career. And I've said that on many occasions. But that is a real tough life, and it'll take a lot out of you because you've got to give it everything you've got. And you're living out on the road. You can never come off the road because if you do, someone will replace you. So the pressure's high, the injury rates are high, and you go down the road with a bunch of guys that you come to know and love, and some of the craziest individuals that you'd ever meet in your life. But through it all, you're just trying to go up the card. When I first got into the business of wrestling, I just got in to be a wrestler. But then when you get in there, you're like, oh, okay, you want to be on top. Getting to the top is the journey. Remaining on top is really hard. So through it all, I met some great people, and I'm thankful to everybody that helped me out in my career and took me under their arm and gave me some tips of wisdom. And I'm thankful to WWE for the opportunity.
So you have fans of all ages. What's it like hearing fans, even some from the younger generation, still using your famous lines from the wrestling ring that you said over 20 years ago?
That's a really good question because it's so crazy. I retired in basically 2003, from active competition in the ring. Of course, I came back last year and wrestled in WrestleMania 38 against Kevin Owens, but I've been gone for a long time. Just it's due to the fact that, you have YouTube, you have the WWE network on Peacock. Uh, for some reason, somehow, I'm just as well known in the wrestling or sports entertainment world as I was back in the day. So, but it's a testament to the fact that I could take those people on a ride and on a journey that they won't forget. And for the younger generations, maybe it was the energy that I brought to the ring as far as my presentation of who and what Stone Cold was. So I'm happy for all the success that I've had, and I'm blown away by all the young people that know who I am, because by all rights, because when I retired 19, 20 years ago, you wouldn't figure they'd know who I was. So I'm honored. Hey, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm hitting the road to take on any challenge that's brave enough to take on me. I'm attempting to drift race. I'm about to learn how to fly a helicopter.
I think you can do it.
Hell yeah. Let's have some fun. I see you laughing over there. And raise some hell. You guys think I can get a strike? From the desert to the ice, from two wheels to two rotors. You never know where I'll show up next. Can I take your order, please? Because I may be retired, but I ain't taking it easy. I'm taking it on. Let's get it. Oh, hell yeah!
So tell me about Stone Cold Takes on America on A&E, and what was your experience like filming this series?
I'm glad it's over. A friend of mine that I work with on many shows was pitching me this show, and it was about, hey, do you want to do something? And I said, yeah. And she said, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. Let me think about it. And she came back to me and said, what about you doing a lot of the things that you never got a chance to do because you were focused on your wrestling career? And I said, I love it. And so we started pitching this around, and A&E picked it up. And so it's basically Stone Cold Takes on America. It's not about traveling all across to all parts of America, but me doing things in this great country that I never got a chance to do because I was so focused on my career. And then coming from the network's part of this, they're going to have their creative, their want list, and there's some fish out of water moments and some moments there that aren't so testosterone driven or like outdoorsy. So, and quite frankly, I thrive in some of these situations, and some of the situations I'm terrible and I don't do well at all. So I think you're going to get a chance to see me succeed in a lot of things and crash and burn in a lot of activities as well. But there's a lot of humor in this journey. I drive and sleep in my RV. I drove every single mile of every single trip, and I slept in that RV every single night except one. So I lived in that camper, and I ate all my meals. I probably can count on my hand the amount of times that I ate with the crew for lunch, and I'll have a few fingers left over. So I was dialed in on my diet, trying to look good for the camera, but the show was an absolute blast to make. But filming in weather conditions that we had up here in northern Nevada was absolutely brutal. So we overcame a lot. We got to know each other, and I hope the audience has as much fun as is coming through that television, because we had a great crew of people, and I had a blast making this. And there was quite frankly some really tough moments for me personally, and trying hey, this is called Stone Cold Takes on America, but I'm being Steve Austin. How do I approach this endeavor? So it took some figuring out. And I think by about halfway through filming this, I figured out who and what I was.
Oh, wow. And you took your own RV too?
Well, it wasn't my RV, but they leased it. And we went through a couple of them because in the beginning, we had so many RV problems. It was like everything's working against us. And it's not Stone Cold Takes on America. It's Stone Cold Takes on an RV, because these things would break down in the middle of nowhere. Thankfully for, one of our crew members, Carlos, was able to get us out of a couple of jams because we were stuck in the middle of nowhere. But we made the best out of every situation that we were put in.
Well, this is a great way for viewers and fans like myself to experience this chapter of your life with you in watching Stone Cold Takes on America on A&E. So that's just great. Sadly, we are out of time, but before we wrap, I do have a fan message from Mikey in San Jose, California. He says, "What?"
Hey, but that was short and sweet and to the point.
Yeah. Well, Steve, it was such an honor to speak with you this morning. Thank you so much.
Hey, I hope you enjoy the show. I hope everybody else does too.
Absolutely. Everyone, be sure to watch Stone Cold Steve Austin in the series Stone Cold Takes on America on A&E. You take care, Steve.
Thank you, you too.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit us at sidewalkstv.com, our YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow us on social media.